everything. Well, you can, but the odds of the plan going according to what you thought it was. How many times have we planned things and it never works out the way you think? Because you don't know until you start the process.
You're still going to need. Look, when I built my house, they needed a plan. They needed a plan.
And look at your house.
No, but listen, they needed a plan, right? And while they're building the structure, while things are happening, going, oh, well, you know what?
Yeah,
the kitchen shouldn't be here, should be there. But you need an initial plan to know where you're headed with it.
It's a bit of an idea. It's a guide. But the point is that you spend
a blueprint. You need a blueprint.
You do not want to spend too much time on that. And we were talking about, just before we started the recording, we were talking about growing. Can you contract and expand at the same time? And then Mike, the philosopher, the what do you call a space? Astrophysicist. Physician. He says, of course, the universe contracts and expands at the same time, and started talking all gibberish. The point is, if your mindset is on contraction and saving, my opinion is that everything else is going to be going down that road. So if you're trying to grow your business, don't look at how to save. Think of how to make more. Yeah. Think of how to get more money. Businesses go get investors. They go get money from parents and family and all that when they believe in their service or their product. They don't think, how am I going to save?
No, but they've got a plan, because it's very difficult.
They don't have a plan.
Isn't it challenging for somebody to convince you to invest in their idea if they have no plan? It's like, hey, I'm just doing this. Why don't you say, give me $100,000?
They have an idea, not a plan. I think you're confusing maybe, or your opinion of the two words.
The idea. I can't invest in an idea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No,
yeah,
I need to
100%. Hey, do you know how many times we talk about ideas?
Tell me
you're
what
the king of ideas.
What financial institution are you going to go with an idea without forecasting, without having a business plan, without being able to tell them how much funds you need?
I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying that the plan itself never ends up being the way you thought. Ever.
That's true.
It's just for the banks and the
where you get the funds.
Yeah, it's the bullshit part of the thing. But once you start it, look at the everything we did. Look at all of our projects, all of them. There's not one that ever goes according to what we planned. It's either maybe we suck at planning, or I'm onto something.
Yeah, but there's going to be changes. But I'm saying, in anything, you build a bridge. I mean, while you're going through the structure, there's changes, there's mistakes, there's things, there's that. They adjust.
You don't want to be on the bridge.
But you got a blueprint of saying, okay, well, this is what it's supposed to look like.
So you guys are coming back. Some of you are coming back from vacation. We see it in the numbers. We see it in the amount of communications we get. Like, people are trickling back to work.
Yeah.
You took 3 months off, like Mike. What's the plan now? The plan should be just not plan and just get at it, get going. You know what to do. You got to reach back out to all the people that you know, that you've met in your life. Don't sell. Just stay in touch. Stay in touch, meaning be top of mind. Hey, Mike, how's it going? How was your vacation, Mike? That kind of communication. Not, hey, do you know anybody that wants to buy and sell and all of that crap? That's no longer any good in 2024. So you got to get on the phone, not just calling, but texting, DMing, commenting on posts.
And I think setting yourself targets, whether it's small targets or long targets.
Planning.
I think you should still have targets.
You mean daily objectives?
Yeah.
Like targets. What? Like targets like what?
Targets. I don't know. I'm gonna do 100 communications today. That's a target. So what I'm saying is that by setting yourself targets, you're going to be able to see progression. I think if you just go blindly, and one day you'll do one call, another day you're going to do 10, you're never going to have a consistency of being able to put the same effort.
Yeah. One thing I say all the time, Mike, to that effect. You say I'm going to work an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on something. Don't just have the time, the quantity, but have a amount of what. So not clear what I'm saying here.
A target.
But it's not just a target. But yeah, I guess you're right. The real definition of target, you're right. I'm going to do an hour of cold calling. I'm going to do an hour of prospecting. I'm going to do an hour of email. But what I'm saying is that, 60 minutes to do how many communications? Yeah. The two have to always be together. And the biggest mistake I see all the time, is that I'm going to do an hour of this, or I'm going to, what you said, I'm going to do 100 communications. Yeah, but in how long?
Yeah.
Don't leave it just 100, because I can do 100 in 5 minutes. You might do 100 in 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's no good. All right.
Yeah, it's gotta equate itself, and I think another thing too,
Equate
just
itself.
like Etienne just said, if you put in an hour, the thing is that your effort in that hour on day one might not be the same effort in that hour in day two. So if you don't have a set target in between that time, you might be giving an hour but not giving an hour of effort. So that's why I think that the both should kind of like balance itself out.
I don't think bullshit ever balances itself out, but it's one way of looking at it. I appreciate it. I can't see who's watching right now, unfortunately. I can't, it doesn't tell me on my phone. But I'd love to find a way. If anybody knows how to do this.
From Mellor Group.
I have to go to Mellor Group?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, if you want to participate in the conversation, please comment below. Say what you think about this. We're going to start looking at some posts that Mike put aside for us this week, and we're going to comment on them. I think it's good because you're all seeing the same post. We're all seeing the most popular post, I think. Right, Mike?
I would
The
think so.
algorithms are pushing that out.
Yeah, depending on what your interests are.
So it's always interesting to see, well, what do we get from that? What's your thought on it? What do I see? Because if everybody's got a different perspective on the actual content. So do we start now? Are we ready to go?
Myself specifically, I cannot be fucking broke. Like that to me was, and I think because I was struggled a lot growing up, and I saw how hard my dad was working his ass off. We traveled all around. We were able to pay rent, live a pretty good life. But I saw what the end of the road was. And that was being evicted and not having any money, and him and my mom like scrapping in Tampa. He opened up a cleaning company, and they were just like cleaning houses, cleaning anything they could. And so for me, it was, I cannot be broke. I don't want that for them, and I don't want that for my family. And the drive and I am gonna scratch and claw and kick and bite and fight my way to have more than $7. It was never, oh, I want to make millions. It was, I need more than $7.
So why'd you pick that, Mike?
Well, I think that it's inspiring to look at his story. He's achieved a lot. He's done a lot. He's done blockbuster movies. He went from being a wrestler, starting in the WWE, and did some stuff like that. And I think that from somebody that came from nothing, he was driven to have more because he saw his parents struggle.
So that you watch that stuff and it motivates you, like you're watching.
No, I just thought it was for some people, I think that them looking at a story like that, especially a person that might not necessarily have the opportunity of making it, or might be in the beginning stages of something where they might find it discouraging to understand that, even people that have large success didn't always necessarily have it, or maybe daddy and mommy wasn't rich and they built it on their own. So being able to look at that and say, you know what, if this guy can do it, there's no reason that would prevent me from doing it as well.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm always interested in finding out what you think about these things. Why you pick them? Like it's the psychology of it for me.
It was just I came across that. Was interesting.
Do we have anything?
What do
else?
you think of it?
I have no opinion on it at all. It's not touching me. It's not. No, it's true. Look, I'm not. Some stuff does, but this one, nothing. But I also don't know the guy, so
yeah.
I guess you got to connect. You got to feel something. Maybe you know more about him than I do. You probably do.
I watched him.
I mean, you like wrestling. I don't know.
He doesn't wrestle anymore. I mean,
no. I have no opinion.
We have a couple more.
Yeah.
How great your business is, no matter how important all of these things is, they mean nothing when you have no one to share that success with. Here's the thing: we all get sick. We all get old, yeah? Now, all of the business deals, all of those things, none of these people are going to be there when you get sick and old, yeah? They're not even going to care when we pass away. So when we sacrifice connections to kind of prioritize success, we're measuring success incorrectly. Success is measured by the people that will be there when you aren't successful. How many of those relationships have you cultivated? Now, if you're very financially successful, but the people that would be there for you if you weren't financially successful is getting less and less, you are not successful.
So that one is more of something that I would prefer to talk about, or I have an opinion on. It's more, my situation. I got divorced and then I remarried, and Maria, who's my wife, who you may know. See, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her, and I wouldn't have the drive of the well, potentially, I shouldn't say that. because for me, if I don't have a solid foundation at home, if I don't have the support network, if I don't have the right people that I care about, like my kids and my wife, I think I would have quit many times before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because to do all this, to sacrifice and to do all this work, and it's so much sacrifice that if you don't have the right people with you, like if you're in a bad relationship, is what I'm trying to say, it's going to be hard to go through all the pain every day of what needs to be done at work, and then get home and go through more pain.
I think that for me, I looked at it from a different angle. Me having, dealt with many different businesses before, sometimes you might be working with colleagues or working with people, and understanding the people that you're working with. Some of these people are there working with you. Do you have the right partner? Do you have the right team? Do you have the right surrounding? Now, if the company goes belly up, are they going to be there when the fire starts, or are they going to leave?
Probably
jump ship. You understand? So also understanding that, and understanding as you're gaining success as well, there's people that will come close to you, and what are their reasons that they're close to you? Are they close to you just because you're successful, or do you genuinely care about your success? So I think it's something that you need to think about and cherish the people that are around you when you have no success, and at the same time you get to share it with them when you do.
And I think the misunderstanding watching this is sometimes the message goes into, be happy with what you have. You shouldn't strive for success because you won't have a relationship. I think that's a bit wrong, in the sense of you can have both. It doesn't mean that because you have financial success or success in business, that you can't have good relationships and people that enjoy and like you. I see it as I'm giving jobs to people that I enjoy working with, I'm pointing at Matteo, certainly not Mike, but for most of the people that I feel like if I can get my business to be even more successful, I can have even more employees that I'm helping out and that enjoy what they're doing, hopefully. And that's the whole point of this. You can have financial success and still have good relationships. And if on their end, if the people that because you mentioned a few scenarios where you say, well, what if the business is not, are they still going to be there? If that's on them, for me, my intention is good. My want is for them to grow with me.
Yeah.
And if they're there for the wrong reasons, that's on them.
Mm-hmm.
So Agreed. That's what I have to say about that. So good one there. I prefer this one than the rock one. But hey, what else do we got? Do we have anything else?
You got to pay a price for winning.
But
most people aren't willing to pay it. They may pay it once, but literally you got to pay it every single day. And the crazy part about that is the price changes daily. Just like the stock market goes up and down, the price of winning changes on a daily basis. And you got to be willing to pay that price, whatever it is.
So that's mine, right? I remember now. I think I sent it to you, Matteo. Did I send it to you?
No.
Do you know who that guy is? He was the trainer of Michael Jordan, many, Kobe, I think also, and a few others. He wrote a few books, 2 books, great books. I forget his name now, Tim something. And so what do you think of that?
Well, I think it's what he's saying is profound. It's actually true. There's a lot of moving pieces, and that, the effort that you put in one day, it may change on the next day depending on incidentals or hurdles that may occur while you're moving towards the target.
And again, going back to the planning and all that, like we have a plan. It sounds all good. We go out, we do it, and then we lose power. Then the microphones don't work. Then the lights don't work. Then the Zoom is
It's like getting in the car, driving to Quebec, and then there's an accident, and then you're blocked for 3 hours.
Then your kid gets sick. Then a friend of yours calls you, and he's having a heart attack or whatever the hell. No, but then one of your main guys in the business wants to take 3 months off for vacation. All of that gets thrown at you, and you got to deal with it. And so I think that's more my kind of motivation. But that's why there's so much content out there, and that's why you can't say one's better than the other. It just depends on what you think is good and what talks to you in your language. Is that it, or we got some more?
We got Julien.
We got this week. We're putting out on Spotify and on YouTube the full version of our interview with Julien Beaumier. Julien, who comes from a diverse background, Mike. He was in the restaurant business before he became a broker.
He was successful also in the restaurant business. He was in Paris, more precisely. And since then, he's relocated to Montreal, and he's been working very tightly with people in France, giving them the opportunity to relocate in Montreal. So we had a good opportunity of having a good conversation with them. And we're going to be showing that, showcasing
So
that.
let's watch a little
Je
clip
viens
of
pour la
that.
plupart des amis, et ce qui est intéressant, c'est qu'ils ont tous la même problématique. Donc moi, je m'occupe de la partie immobilier, je les rentre dans le groupe WhatsApp, et ensuite, ils discutent entre eux pour les voitures, pour les écoles, pour tellement de choses. Hein.
Tu crées une communauté finalement.
C'est ça. Parce que j'ai remarqué que tout le monde avait la même problématique. Et les gens ont besoin de confort.
So that's coming out Friday. You'll see some clips up on all of our different social media platforms. The purpose of the show, we call it the root of all real estate, mais c'est en français, c'est en anglais, c'est les deux. The purpose is to share with everybody that's in the business, whatever level of experience you have, whatever level of success you have as a real estate broker. There's something for everybody to learn. How did Julien became who he is today? How did he actually get his business? How does he still get his business on the daily? That's the whole point. Everybody's got a different approach, a different, or you may see some trends, and that should be a good indication, Mike, to say, well, maybe if now I've listened to 12 of these and they all kind of say the same thing, maybe I should start doing a bit more of that.
I think there's a lot you can learn as well. And like Etienne said, you see it from a different perspective. So everybody does something different. Some people are going to work high end. Some people are going to do rentals. Some people are going to work with people, new immigrants that just arrived in the country, and you might not necessarily know how to go about it. So just being able to understand a little bit of what they're doing, and who knows, you might even be able to reach out to them directly if you want to know more information, and they might be more than happy to share some with you.
And some of our brokers and some of the brokers out there do and have other things in their lives other than real estate. And earlier we were discussing that everybody's got something to offer. Everybody's got something that they're better at or know more about, or everybody's got a unique piece of information that we want to extract out of them. So we've been reaching out to brokers and to business people and to pretty much the community to try to see if we can share that with as many people as possible. I think the more communications, the more your network's growing, the more you can help others, the more you're helping yourselves, really, because you're getting into more opportunities. So it's about giving. It's about giving as much as possible to the community, that it be real estate, that it be where you live, your neighborhood, whatever. Giving attention, giving as much to then potentially be in a position where you get opportunities.
Agreed.
So that's the whole point. So go check it out. It's on Spotify. Just write my name, Etienne Mellor. It's in the link bio of all of our social media platforms. You can also watch it on YouTube, the full version, and on pretty much all the other platforms, all the other social media platforms. That's about it, Mike. I wish everybody a great week. Wednesday, we're going to be putting out some of the new listings of the week at Mellor Group. And on Friday, we've got the open houses. Stay tuned.
Have a great day.